What is going on, guys? This is assessment three, and this is actually my favorite assessment because it's something that I was talking about with a friend a very long time ago when we first heard about the initial plans, and now, come this time of year, we're doing assessment three, and it's exactly on what we're talking about. So, a few of my forms of media will be incorporating a PowerPoint into this video, and then using Premiere Pro to bring everything together, make it look fancy for you guys, maybe a couple of slideshows, etc. So, my last presentation just then went for 20 minutes. I don't know how I'm going to fit this in even more, but we're going to smash through it. So, let's do it. So, my service-based experience I'll be bringing is a Newcastle light rail bar hop experience, and I think this is a fantastic way to bring tourism and target the younger and older markets of Newcastle and provide them with a service that allows them to access all the Hunter Street bars, all the 14 to 20 Hunter Street bars that we have on offer, and it really allows to showcase what Newcastle has to offer in that perspective. So my rationale is basically my principle of design. I said everyone finds a better way to make something better, and it's very true. Think of things that were established and look at them now a few years later. The idea was firstly to take advantage of a newly established project that is one of, if not the most innovative investment for the future of Newcastle. The aim is to establish a service-based bar hop experience that allows the partnership between local bars and this business in exchange of offerings that both benefit one another. Developing packages that focus on target markets, promoting through the biggest influencers in Newcastle using technology to capture the motion of influence, and taking advantage of newly designed state-of-the-art building that has over 5,000 students flock to it every day. If I read that too quick, put it in slow-mo, I don't care what you do with it. Let's move on. How is the service filling a gap in the market? Well, obviously, this transport system it's new. This service is new. Everything's new. No one has ever had a tram line in Newcastle and used a business to take a group of people on an experience to different bars around Newcastle. No one's done that yet because we don't have a tram system yet. It's still in the process of development, but when it becomes operational, we capture that market. So a few of the competitors were Newcastle City Council provided some bus tours called Newcastle Scenic Pub Tours and Pub Crawl Newcastle, and then there's also the Hunter Valley type bus tours that take them on wine experiences and beer experiences, which we all should know. And then also there's a younger generation target market called Go Bananas Party Bus, where you hire out the bus, put a DJ on, play loud music, and get absolutely wasted. So one website that I did want to take advantage of with my business is Newcastle's Small Bar Hop Guide, which is basically a website that allows the audience to pick different packages, which includes the destination of different bars depending on what mood you're feeling. If you want to go to cocktail bars, it'll show you where to go. If you want to go from city to the sea, they'll show you where to go. So it's basically just taking advantage of websites that we have on offer. How is it relevant to the global market? Newcastle is a revitalising city. It's also developing at a rapid rate with tourists, and what better way to showcase our city than take them on a tram experience that allows them to go from one end of Hunter Street to the other, visit different destinations of bars, giving them an experience, or just basically another experience that allows them to go and party afterwards. So I also said that it allows Newcastle City Council to develop a street that prioritises on pedestrians, cyclists, light rail and buses, and then that all equivalates to less vehicles in vehicle minimisation. So, and I also said it's the exposure to the Newcastle finest bars, which I just said. So the environmental benefits of this business, well, it's everything relies on the tram line, and obviously the tram lines, they reduce car traffic, they reduce congestion, they improve air quality. There's obviously a lot less CO2 that tramlines produce than cars, almost 3 times less than a car. It also improves the image of the city. How good does Hunter Street look with a new tram line running straight through the middle of it? That allows access and allows adequate transport and transportation of people to one side of the city to the other. Basically, it just has an overall economic regeneration, revitalisation of the city, which it looks great. And also less cars, less noise reduction. With high-rise apartments filling up through Hunter Street, it'll benefit apartment owners and everyone who lives around the area tremendously. So that's what I said for that. How is the service showing form respect for culture and social diversity? Obviously, the older generation, they all respect the surroundings, the environment that they're in, and coming into Newcastle, they'll always hear about our heritage-based buildings that we still have here today. Although we are in a major process of revitalisation, those heritage-listed buildings are still around the area. And also, this business brings a large social diversity and freedom that allow tourists to come in. They get to meet bar owners. They get to socialise at different bars, meet new people. It's that social diversity within Newcastle that's growing at a rapid rate, and it allows them just to be accustomed to our culture and tradition in Newcastle. How do I promote this service? This topic's a little bit big. With a business, if I were to run a business, I'd be targeting one target market and absolutely kill it in that target market. But because the large variety of options that I have at my disposal, I could easily take on 2, and this is why. 18 to 25-year-old target markets, new space. It's a new building that they have built along Hunter Street, and it's for uni students, business and law, but over 5,000 students flock in and flock out of that every day. So it would be silly not to have brochures and flyers and word of mouth on offer for employees to go around and exploit that, tell them about this business, let them know how they can access and book a package or an experience with us. And the great influx of people coming in and out of that civic stop, that civic street stop, will be a tremendous benefit to our business, because a large influx allows us to just hand out brochures and flyers everywhere, and everyone will know about it. Like, how cool would that be? A bar hop experience on a tram line that allows us, they basically have to go to one bar, they get told to go to the next one. So 25 to 40-year-old target markets, these are for the people that actually want to, they want a sit-down experience. They want a nice cocktail experience. Maybe they might want to go from the city to the sea. They want to travel and have a look at everything Newcastle, but with the incorporation of different bars. And it's for the generation that want to experience without the ideal aim of just getting wasted. So for this, I'd probably have to choose the 18 to 25-year-old target market, because as well as new space, they have nightclubs. We have nightclubs here, and they all are heavily linked to one another, which allows that business to heavily advertise our business if we were to begin a partnership with them in an exchange of offerings to benefit one another. So these nightclubs can easily promote us on social media, through Instagram and Facebook, and even capturing a video for our business and putting it online in sponsored advertisements that showcase what our business has to offer. So you could go either way with that, with those target markets, but definitely both have their own advantages and disadvantages. But I don't know, see what happens. Is there any evidence to suggest this marketing plan will be effective? Of course, there's evidence. As if people don't want to take advantage of this newly developed infrastructure that will allow the operation of transport to and from the city, as if people wouldn't want to take advantage of that. And establishing a business on top of that and incorporating a little bit of fun, having some drinks, socializing with people, visiting different bars that they may not have visited yet, just purely because it's one walk. The walk is too far from the furthest place to the furthest place at the other end. This is a fantastic transport way, and obviously with the greater tourism aspect, there's greater productivity, and obviously people want to get amongst it. They want to find out what the new go is. They want to go down Hunter Street and find out how it's been developed, because this plan has been in the works for a few years now, and the actual development of the tram line has been in the works for a good few years. So I also like to think that this market plan will be effective purely through some of the case studies I did with other businesses that have benefit. Purely for, most of them are through the younger generation, the younger target market. Sydney Junction Hotel, they used to focus on the older group. They probably had 500 people a weekend, and now they bring some DJs. They invest some money into the business. They make it look all tidy, and now they have over 5,000 people a weekend come in, flock through the doors. So that's just a great success story, and very proud of them. But with this target market, obviously, not so much the older target market, because they respect, they know that, I do have a business, I run a business, and, the costs of damage or anything involved, it falls back on me. So the risks with the younger target market are, if we do partner with the nightclubs, obviously they're going to be at a level of intoxication where it might be risky. So we need the protection, we need the liabilities, and we need the insurance. So basically, the whole insurance policy is just the protection of any losses caused by them, any damage that's caused by them, as well as third-party lawsuits as well. Workers' compensation to protect my employees, and then you also have the RSA, which I can personally give responsibility to the bars that we visit. If someone is at a level where they're too intoxicated, sorry, but you can't take no further part in the experience. And then also even supplying something like a deposit that $300 or $500 is easily split between 10 to 15 people, up to 30, but it also allows us to be equipped with some capital in case damage does happen, but also rectify that. Even signing a waiver, it rectifies that. We take no liability or responsibility if anything's damaged, especially on the public transport system, and also anything that may be damaged in a public area as well. So the last little bit is the actual business setup, and it's basically all through our package deals. What we can give to one business, what the business can give back to us. So with obviously negotiated rates, we don't know how much the costs will be initially, but a good way to estimate is $55 per person, 30 per people, 30 people maximum on one experience, one employer per 15 people. We only have to employ 2 people to look after a large group. And some of the things that we can incorporate with one business could be drink coupons and tapas coupons, but also allow adequate time so they can go back and purchase a few more drinks. So although a pub or a bar may give us one free drink, or may give my guests one free drink, the guests will also buy 3 or 4. So they're still in a surplus. They're not in a deficit at all. And it's also important that I keep records on what they actually spend. So when there comes a time of revisiting how business has been going, what trading's been like, we can give the figures back to a bar and say, okay, my guests have been spending this much at the bar. What can you give us to make it even, Stevens? So also, I did mention earlier that the package deals on the Small Bar Hop Experience website. The package deals that I could grab from that is, beer experiences, ale expeditions. So in Newcastle, we have the Grain Store, Central, Foghorn, and the Hop Factory. So this is generally for the older target markets who want to experience some craft beer. Maybe even a cocktail experience. Five Sawyers, Moneypenny, Dockyard, and the Star. They're all great bars that have fantastic cocktails, but they also might want a sit down experience. So maybe we could offer, a greater cost, but allows them a greater experience where one bartender may talk about the cocktail, talk about what makes it so fancy, how it's made, and how you make it basically. So people might pay extra money for that extra experience, and also for the younger generation, maybe like a city to the sea, where the younger guests start in from the city, end up in the sea, and then end up at the nightclub that we may have pre-organised. So it's all about how we want to target, but mainly through social media, and as I said, flyers, brochures around the newly developed new space. So I think this is a very good business idea. This is as quick as I could possibly give it, but thank you all for listening, and that's me done and dusted. So thank you very much.